Hello! Welcome to Bad at Board Games.
Well, he's Bad at Board Games.
My name is Brad Lake.
And I'm Toph Ferguson.
And we're Bad at Board Games, so you don't have to be. Yay.
Like Brad.
Yes.
You like that, didn't you?
Nobody wants to be like me.
Truth. See, you don't always lie.
No. What are we talking about today?
Yes, so today we are continuing our top 100 games of all time, or at least in January 2024.
Yay.
Yay. So we are continuing on that list, which means at this point we are not at 100 anymore.
That's right.
We have made it to game number 70.
And we're going to count down to number 61 in this one. There'll be three videos this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If I can actually try to get something in on Tuesday and Thursday, which I've failed at so far, there will be something else in those 2 days, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yes. So, awesome. I say we get right into it. What do you think?
I think it's good.
Fantastic. So, I'm going to kick it off today with game number 70.
Did you know 70% of you aren't subscribed? Hit that subscribe button. We do fun board game stuff here.
For me. And if I can find it, here it is. Game number 70 is a game that... Thanks. Brad and I, unfortunately, have not had the chance to play the original yet. This is Libertalia Winds of Galecrest. When it comes to artwork, as you've probably heard if you saw our review, I would probably prefer the original, but the gameplay in this I found to be a lot of fun. Kind of in what I would almost call a gamer's party game style feel. At least with our gaming group, we just laughed a lot and Brad stole things from the rest of us and did not win the game, I don't think, but I don't know if I did either. I don't think either of us won. Probably Ashby or Alex or someone else. But
Yep.
Fun little game, pirate themed, getting treasure, kind of going through the night, kind of action selection is kind of unique with it, which is a lot of fun. You know, how you use your players and, you know, determine what we'll call influence or initiative in order to be able to make your plays and see what you get to do with it. So a lot of fun, do some cool things with your players and make it through days and nights and come out with the most buried treasure. So
this did not make my list.
Yeah, it's it's not surprising.
It's a good game. It's a decent game, but I feel like I've got, for me, the higher rate. You know, might even be rated the same, but there's 100 other games I'd rather play.
Yeah, I put this one on specifically in this space, like, okay, maybe not chose 70, but in this space, because it is different. There were some other games that maybe I might have wanted to squeak higher, but I also didn't want 50 worker placements.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I can see you doing that.
Yeah, I kind of figured
100, the top 100 Euro games by Toph.
That would 100% be my list. Yes, you'll be surprised. There's some non-Euros on this list. So that's
Cool.
my 70, Libertalia.
All right, my number 70 is definitely not Euro. I don't think you consider this Euro.
No.
Kind of intro, kind of mid-intro AEG. It's, you know, hits AEG's sweet spot for a 2-weight kind of game. This was definitely one that was the highlight of trying to get the gaming group together and getting new people, making sure everybody kind of enjoyed gaming hobby, so much board game hobby. This is a great intro to that.
And the game is?
Sorry, Space Base. Space Base is my number 70. We're starting. I got to remember to say the name and the number. Space Base 70. But yeah, I like the rolling the dice. I love the simultaneous play. You know, Planet Unknown has that. Anytime there's everybody can continually do something, you're not bored. And I find that is always a plus in any game that can pull that off.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons I got this. And this was one of the main reasons I teach this, especially to new people, is because they kind of get to do something every turn no matter what.
Yeah. Makes it a lot of fun when you're kind of in between players. You still have, even if you're not doing anything at the moment, you're still engaged because maybe you could be doing something.
You're at least looking at the dice and see, like, can I take advantage of what was rolled by somebody else?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Space Base, I like it. That's why I got it.
Yeah. I approve of Space Base.
I don't have the expansions or anything. I kind of wanted the last expansion they have, but I just haven't picked it up. It's unlike most normal people, we play so many games and trying to learn so many games that coming back to old games is a little bit difficult.
It It is true. Now, we played a lot of that game in the beginning when I joined into the group. Now, you may have played it beforehand too, but when I joined in the group, that was not the first gaming night, but it was up there.
Yeah, and you bought it.
I did.
And Aisha bought it. Like, it's a game that, like, people buy after playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. So I like it.
My number 70, Space Base.
Awesome. My number 69 is absolutely not a Euro. And I'm surprised that I like this and Brad does not so much.
Interesting.
Let me find it. Probably the most beautiful board game box. It is the most beautiful in our collections. Probably one of the most beautiful that exists.
Oh, yeah.
And that is Inish.
All the art in this is super well done.
Yeah. But the box lid, it's fantastic. But anyway, so Inish, if you are not familiar with Inish, it is area control. It's also full of goats. So area control, which is not something I thought that I would like because I don't like conflict. And this is the game that taught me that conflict and area control are very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this does area control in a non-combative way for the most part. I mean, there is a little bit of conflict in it, but it's very different. There's a lot of thought put into what it is you're wanting to do. It is a puzzle. Yeah.
I mean, you're puzzling out the conflict in the battle, so to speak, but it's still not like, oh, I'm now going to have this battle and we're going to roll and we're going to do stuff. And, it's
and I think that might be why not only do I like it, but I feel like I do pretty well at it, is that it is more puzzly. So I guess it is more on the Euro side of a area control game, but it's not Euro in the sense of, racking up points and kind of doing the full big puzzle that a Euro tends to be. But I enjoy it. I really do. Any game that we've played, I've really enjoyed, and I've done pretty well in them. Not that makes me enjoy it necessarily, but it makes me enjoy area control more now that I start to understand area control.
Yeah, and I would play this. This has dropped off my list. I appreciate it, and I can say I kind of like it. I wanted to love it, so it was kind of one of those high expectations, didn't disappointment kind of thing. But we've played it a few times. This is an area control I would play again to try to get better at it. But there's other area controls I don't have any desire.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to recommend it.
I do, however. So it is my number 69 of all time as of.
If you want to find out if you like area control, you should try this game.
I agree with that. Yes.
It might be your foray into area control to see if you like that kind of mechanic. And then they break it up in a whole bunch of different ways now. But
yeah, it's I would say very accessible and approachable to a lot of people. Now, maybe not to play well. A new to the hobby player may not play well right off the bat with it, especially if they're playing against people who are used to putting together combinations and seeing moves ahead to put the puzzle together. But it is open, accessible to everybody. It's rule based, pretty easy. Some asymmetry in it and how you collect your cards and do what you're doing with them, but a lot of fun. So that's Inish.
Yep, Inish is your number 69.
Yes, sir.
All right, my 69. Blitzkrieg!
Not on my list.
Blitzkrieg! An exclamation mark. Anyway.
Can you do that again, please? Thanks.
Oh, yeah, this is Blitzkrieg. It rises to the top.
How do I hit the mute button?
So that's number 69. Blitzkrieg, World War II in 20 minutes. They've had Caesar. I would lump both of these into the same spot, but I prefer this one over Caesar. Caesar does give you a little bit more complexity in that. I don't even know if you call this area control. I mean, it's tug of war. To me, especially this, Caesar's tug of war in a different way, but this is definitely like tug of war, in all the different areas that you've got. And then it's the biggest thing if you're trying to play this is like, how do you make sure that you're the last person, are you going to be odd or even as you're playing your chips to close out, the European area or the Russian front or whatever. That's how you score the points. So you're looking at what you're playing individually, but you're really trying to get to that track where it's like, I go, he goes, I go, he goes, but I need to be on the odd portion of those five because the fifth one is what closes out everything out. So
yeah.
That may or may not make sense to anybody that's not played it, but it's a 20-minute filler game. I think this is a great 2-player 20-minute filler game.
Yeah. We've played it and I've enjoyed playing it. I am terrible at it. It can be, I think, somewhat, you use the word punishing in games sometimes, and not saying this is a punishing game, but if you are not that odd person, it can compound to the point that you are automatically no way ever going to come back to win.
And it's kind of a bag builder because you can add chits to your bag, but if you're never pulling out the one chit that allows you to go twice, you can't get, if you get off, you can't get back. So there's that element of luck that can sometimes just hose you. Yeah. But then again, it takes 20 minutes.
Well, that's the thing.
It's not like you're sitting there hating your life for the next 3 hours because you can't ever catch up.
Yes. If this was like Risk length, I would absolutely not want to play it ever. But because it's 20 minutes, even if you do get stomped, which I usually do, it's like, okay, let's play again. Like, let's get going again. So it's still fun.
Yeah. I think until you learn that, like, I have to be on the odd or even, depending on how I'm going to close out the bigger portions of the game, you're going to lose. But once you start to realize, like, my kids were just constantly beating me at that, and I'm like, okay, I need to worry more about the end and the odd and even play versus just the little things I'm doing on my turn.
Absolutely not surprising that your kids would pick up on this instantly. Yeah. So
Blitzkrieg is my number 69. Blitzkrieg!
Awesome. So now we're going to get back into Euros because that's what I like. Yes. So my number 68 is, I think it was deemed to me the Euro of all Euros. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but it's an extremely fun game. And you like it.
It's a good game.
And that is Power Grid. Definitely a Euro game of Euro games. It is do this, to do that, to do this, to do that, to trade in this, to get a point.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. You are really building up this grid and this network. And so the way that you use your resources, I think, for one, it's very thematic, what your resources are that you're using. It doesn't just feel like you're pushing cubes necessarily. But it comes out pretty well in terms of the theme and building up the areas and who can be in what and how your power has to be able to move. And I do not have any of the expansions, but it does come with expansions, packs, cards that you can add in to do some different things, get points in different ways. But we don't pull it to the table enough, as Brad has already said, to go get all the expansions. But this probably would be one if we did play it more frequently where I would want the expansions.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's kind of like Concordia, right? Like, okay, don't flame me. I know everybody we've had Concordia higher up in our lists. It's a great game. This is a great game. The more, if we were able to play it, 30 times a year, once a month or whatever, it would be higher up on the list. There's just a lot of games to play. So
there are, but this is kind of proving that some of these games are around to stay for a very long time because it's not a brand new game. So neither is Concordia. So
no, that'll be around forever.
It will be. So gotta love the Euros. My 68 Power Grid.
Mine is not a Euro. Mine is pop culture. And this is my number 68 Firefly. So if you liked the one season and the movie that came out, you'll appreciate this. Now, I kind of think, like, I look at this and I look at Outer Rim, and they're both kind of like, they're kind of sluggish. They're longer than you think they should be, but they're still fun. If you like the theme, you're going to appreciate Firefly a lot more than somebody who has like zero interest in it. It's pick up and deliver with all the characters and the sectors and the I forget the name. I'm going to just call them the police, but the Earth, force and all that kind of stuff floating around and trying to do things. And I think it's fun. It can overstay its welcome a little bit, but I think that's why, like, it had a gigantic super deluxe version Kickstarter or Game Found, whatever, that like went through the roof. I didn't get that, even though I really, 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 really wanted it because I don't play it enough. But it's still sitting here at like 68, and this is Ashby's version. I like the game, so but the theme is what helps me like the game. I think if this were like, Power Grid is a great game. If this were something like Power Grid, I'd probably be like, But
Yeah.
You have to. I think you can enjoy the game. I think you kind of like the partial play we had of it.
Yeah, I have not fully played the game, so I can't really comment on really what the game is. So I know nothing about Firefly. Like, I've not watched it. I wanted to because we wanted to play it. I thought I would go watch it, and it's just I just don't have time to start a series, and sci-fi is not my biggest thing. But the parts of the play that I can remember right now, but working to get your contracts and to be able to pick up and deliver, to be able to do I can talk the mechanics. I can't talk about the theme. That I enjoy. I think you're starting to see that you like pick up and deliver as well.
I like pick up and deliver. We just played Martin Wallace's Steam Rails. Yeah, and I like that game. I like that mechanic. I like the process of doing that.
Yeah, so maybe I will play it, because even though I don't know the theme,
you might.
I enjoyed the mechanics enough.
Yeah.
Well, I do like pick up and it's not my favorite mechanic, but I do enjoy it. Like that Wasteland Express and a handful of things that we've done, we've played that I've enjoyed. But I don't know the theme, so it makes it harder for me to get into it like it does y'all.
So Firefly is my number 68. Good game.
So on to 67. This is mad chaos and nothing but fun and laughs and puzzling into it as well, but a lot of fun. Every time I've played it, we've laughed. My number 67 is Robo Rally, as all the pieces go flying through the box.
Yeah, that's all right.
So Robo Rally was kind of my big introduction into programming. I had done a little bit of programming before it, but this one clicked as a fun programming game that I really got into.
And he taught us Robo Rally. I went out and bought this at Gen Con when they re-released it. So he's got the older version, but they re-release this, every couple years?
I mean, there's so many versions of it. Yeah. So my version was either the last version or the one before that. It's not the original by any means, but it's a lot of fun.
And yours is crunchier. Like I think they kind of like massaged it a little bit to make it a little bit more accessible. Now I liked this version. If you go and look at our review of this, like I kind of like this versus the old one, but I can still appreciate and would play the old one as well if I wanted something a little bit more crunchy.
I'm trying to think right now the differences between them, but I do remember like the comments that we had was I preferred the older one that I have, and I like that because it was more strategic or tactical playing, like decision making and the way that the viruses work, things like that. It was a little bit more.
The viruses was the big thing. I think in this one you just end up like losing a card.
Yeah,
so it wasn't which is funny from Mr. I don't take that. He likes the take that portion of Robo Rally where they kind of take that away. It's there, but it's not as punishing.
I think where the take that kind of falls for me is when I consider the game something that I'm investing in a lot more. And while this game, there is a lot of investment in it, you're going to play it for a while. You've got to move around the map. You've got to do some things. You really do have some time, depending on what you're playing, if it's capture the flag or whatever the theme might be. But it's such a small part of it. And the game itself, for me, is not a large investment. We're going to sit down and I'm going to have to think through this, puzzle it out. It's programming.
I can tell you, he
fun.
doesn't think through it at all because he continues to lose badly. Can you even get an objective?
Yes.
Did you the last game?
I got one.
You sure?
I think.
Just saying.
Yeah. For the man with a degree in math and a minor almost major in computer
But he doesn't
science,
have a degree in left and right.
I do struggle with my left and rights. I also tend to get into the things that's like I get pushed onto a wheel and I can't get off of it, or I just straight up turn the wrong way on turn one, and then from that point on end up in, I don't know, a hole off the edge of the board. Something. So yeah. So Robo Rally, that is my number 67.
Yay. All right. My number 67. And I want to be that guy who's like, these are all my top 10s, right? But I'm not. Vito Lacerda, I think his games are genius. I really, for the most part, enjoy his games, but then I have to, as I'm looking at where to rank these, right? Like I put Lisboa higher. It's hard to table, right? Along with all the other things we're trying to play. Once you get into this 3-4 hour game, it's just tougher to table. Gallerist I liked. It doesn't take as long. It's closer. I think this is easier than Kanban.
It is. Yes.
Mechanic wise. So if you're trying to find out, do you kind of like Vito Lacerda's mechanics and his thinking process? This is a good one. If you like car themes, I still recommend Kanban over this because the theme will help you appreciate the game. But if you're just looking for, don't care so much about the theme, or if you like art and museums, this would be pick one of these two depending on which theme resonates with you for your first Vito Lacerda game.
Yeah, this is either a high 3, almost 4, or just over the line with 4, whereas Kanban's like a 4.2, and Lacerda's a little bit higher than that. Yeah, they're kind of close. They're not far. Yeah, what'd I say?
Lacerda.
Yeah.
So if we didn't do it right, the Galar's 67. I'm going to.
No, you said the Galarist.
Did I say it?
You did.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I like the Galarist as well. It's not my favorite Lacerda, but I do enjoy it. It plays well solo as well. This one does. So yeah, it's a fun game. Worker placement. Of course I'm going to like it.
Well, and that's his games are
not
even Lisboa Lisboa is worker placement.
It is, especially in the follow mechanic and how you go do things, and it is. Lisboa has a lot more of other things. That's not the key part of it with this, and with Kanban, that's a major mechanic.
Yeah, you're picking where to go, and then you get the actions of that. Yeah, that part. But there's a lot more. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's definitely a significant portion of it.
Yeah, they're all a little different. So awesome. So that was your 67. So my 66 is another one of those just absolutely fun, chaotic games. And we have enjoyed this gaming group. You and I, like, we've played it, just the two of us. Either way, we're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
And that is Project Elite.
Yeah. And we play this on, like, hard mode now.
We do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because if we lose, we lose. But we enjoy the, oh my God, how many big boss monsters are out here? We're going to make it through this.
And this is one of those games where I'm like, I'm going at it. And everybody else might be like, oh, hold on. And I'm like, no, I'm going for it. Like, low stakes. Like, let's just go for it.
Roll a bunch of dice.
Yeah. If we lose, we lose. It's a lot of fun.
This is one that, like, after several plays, it's now as much fun as I thought it was going to be the very first time I played it. The very first time I played it, I think I was underwhelmed.
Yeah.
But we've played it, and then, like, me and Ashby played it and had a great game. Like, it's fun because it always comes down to, like, we barely lost, or you barely won, or something like. Yeah. And you're like, I don't know how we're going to manage this. And I finally got enough plays in it. So don't expect your first play to be like banging right out of the gates. This may take, like, what is the strategy? What is it? Like, there is something to it, right? There's a game here. You're not just chucking a whole bunch of dice, even though that's a big part of it and a lot of the fun of it and the real time of it. But, like, you're going to need, I think, kind of like Marvel Champions. I had to play it 20 times, and now I went down the rabbit hole. To me, every time this gets pulled out, I like it more.
I agree with that. I do.
And it's, we're not playing it 20, 30, 40, 50 times, but, like, every time we bring it out, it's like, oh, this was better than the last time.
Yeah. And this is a game sometimes Brad and I will pull out on a day where it's like, we want to play games, but we don't want to be like, oh, we're not going to sit down and play Lacerda. We're not going to sit down and want a hard thinker.
It's the beer and pretzels day of, like, let's play a game, let's have fun together, and let's just shoot the shit.
Yeah, exactly. And have a little bit of thought in it.
Yeah, there is a
there
game
actually
here,
is.
but
There
it's
is a lot
fun.
of game. Yeah, yeah. Knowing how you're going to put things together, what pieces of equipment you're going to use. Yeah. I mean, there's things that you have to think through, but it's a lot of fun. Simon did a good job, although the aliens kind of fall apart. I don't know if that's us and how we put them together, but it seems like there's always aliens.
Yeah, they're
that come
supposed to be
off the base.
assembled, but, like, a few of them have the joints have come apart. I need to glue them together.
They're aliens, so it really doesn't matter.
So this next game, I played a lot on the app, and the app is not the way you play it on the board game. And then after Toph brought it in and we played it, like, we had a nice back half of the night after we played a game. I have fallen in love with this game, even though I played it a bunch on the app. It's more fun with the board game.
What do I own that you? Yeah.
Elder Sign. Okay. So Elder Sign was just always kind of one of these punishing iPhone games, and then I'd never played it for real. And you get for real But then when your character dies, unlike the video game, when the game's over, this one you actually get another character.
Well, up until you have to
Up until you
fight
have
the
none.
other
But
guy.
like in the video game, it's a one shot.
Yeah.
Or at least, maybe I was playing the free one and something. But like this was fun, and he has like a treasure chest that he's made out of it, a big wooden box, all the metal coins, all the pomp and circumstance with it, and they're all sleeved, and
Yeah.
it's fun. Like this is a fun game, that you're not going to win much, but it's fun as you try.
I was gonna say I win a good bit, but I don't. I mean, I probably win more than in the beginning, more than you did, because I've played the physical game more than I started this game playing it on the app, and then I was like, I like it enough. I'm gonna go get the game. I love Arkham Horror and all of everything in the Lovecraftian theme and horror, but I went and got the game itself, the physical game, and then I sat down and I mainly play it solo, and it's so much more fun when you're doing that because you do have, and you can house rule things too, if you want to, just to make it fun. I mean, I'm not going to do that if I'm going out and playing, like we're playing this as a game to where I'm, there are rules with how you get new characters and all that. I forget what they are now, but anyways, I do enjoy it a lot, and we need to start playing some of the other things. I think you will like some of the expansions even more, so this might actually go higher on your list.
Oh, cool.
Based on, I don't have all the expansions, but based on them, they could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Elder Sign is my number 66.
I am bringing him to the dark side, y'all, into the Cthulhu realm.
We have a lot.
Awesome. My 65, we've already talked about.
Dun, dun, dun.
Space Base. So Space Base, like I mentioned, was one of the first games I played with our gaming group when I met Brad back, so many
3 years ago.
Decades ago. Or so it feels now. And so we played this. There's another game that is pretty much exactly this with a different scheme or different theme, but it's cards, and that's Machikoro. And I know there's other games that are very similar to this. I don't think you've played Machikoro yet.
I haven't.
But Space Base is a lot of fun. The way that you go through and build and upgrade your sectors, I love that. It's similar, like I said, with Machikoro. You're building on a city and it's cards, and you're doing different things to your city. But the idea of being able to puzzle it in a way that you are maximizing not your own turns, as opposed to you want to maximize your own turns. In this game, you really want to maximize everybody else's turns so that you are getting that passive income, if you will, the passive plays to be able to get the points. So it's a lot of fun and accessible. My family, we've played it that's why I picked it up, was to be able to play with family. I want to say that Sierra also has picked it up. So when you say that when you play this game, people tend to just go pick it up and play it, that is true. It also plays 5 or 6.
So this is nice. It's 5. You might be able to play 6 with the expansion, but just right out of the gate. So like when you have that 5th person show up, this is one of them on the short list. There's not that many games that at least that we like, that we have, that play 5 players.
Yeah, as a gaming group. Yeah. So very fun game. So it's been around for a while now. I know Tom Vassell did a whole lot of selling of the game. He loves it.
He's the reason that I got it, because he was touting it so much. I don't know where it is on his top 100 now.
I'm assuming it's still there. In fact, I think I just watched a video. I think it was a newer one that he brought it up. I don't know if he mentioned it as like a slot, but at least he compared to it, and I can understand why, because we have the same feelings, because it's
good. Yeah, it's a good family game. It's a good gamer game.
Yeah. So that was my 65.
All right. My 65 is new to me. It was a Kickstarter. We just reviewed it.
Oh.
Empire's End.
Is it bad that I was like, what did we just review? Yes.
Just in December, we reviewed it. I like this game. I like things falling apart. So it's funny, like Space Base and this, they kind of ring true. They still have this same, like Space Base has 12 slots. This has 10, I believe. 11. Or whatever it is, but it's not as many.
Yeah.
But things are falling apart instead of building it up, and I like that. And then somebody did bring up, like, this is a bidding game. You are bidding your resources every turn on something. So if you don't like bidding games, you won't like this. I almost don't feel like it's a bidding game, but I can see where like it absolutely is. Like I think of Raw as a bidding game. But maybe it's only because it's money and this is resources, and it's a dumb, in my brain doesn't think about like, oh, it's not economy. Well, it is, but I can see if your group doesn't like bidding games, not for you. now. And then if you just don't like the whole reverse mechanism of things falling apart, but like you can build them back, you can bring them back after a section has been destroyed.
Yeah.
But you're going to plan for that for the whole game to be able to make that happen. But then that's how I beat Toph. I lost a 20 victory point slot, and then I worked my way up to have the resources at the end. So right at the last turn, I was able to then get that 20 resource thing back.
And it was a close game, I think.
It was up until then. He was winning up until I did that. But I was planning that, probably about halfway through the game, I went like, okay, I'm going to like from here on out, I need that 20 points. And then you lost a big one.
I did. Yeah, I did.
So,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This was on my last list, I think. I do see the bidding. I mean, it is economic, but I think of it more as resource management. And maybe it is because it's not just money that you're playing with. I don't know why, for me, I'm not big on bidding games. I enjoy some bidding games, but it's not a mechanic that I immediately say yes to a game because of. And also sometimes I think I'm not going to like it because it's in that as a mechanic. So I don't know why this one to me doesn't feel like.
Maybe we didn't go into it with that mindset. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean,
yeah. I don't know. It's just enough bidding to give you that little stress.
Yeah. So to me, this is a hidden gem. This is one of those that like nobody talks about, didn't get a lot of fanfare, did make the Kickstarter. And that's why I backed it. Cause I think this game is worth getting backed, cause it was running under. And I thought, I think Brotherwise does some decent games. They do some, not decent games occasionally too, but like this one, I thought deserved it. So that's why I backed it.
I agree. I'm glad you backed it because I get to play it.
So Empire's End is my number 65. It's in the middle.
My number 64 is a game that I have played for a very long time. You actually own it as well now that I'm thinking about it. Still a go-to that I enjoy, especially with newer players or when I want to play a game or whoever is playing, we want to play a game that gives you a stressful cooperative, I couldn't think the word, some of my favorite things in games, cooperative game without being too overly long, thinky, etc. Small box as well. My number 64 is Forbidden Island. Thanks.
You're welcome. It's a joke. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I meant you're a joke.
Of course you did. So, anyways, Forbidden Island, you have this as well. I don't think you and I have ever played this game.
I don't think we played it together. Yeah, I've played it with my kids, but I've never played it with you.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I'll go to a convention and like Recon, our local convention here, and I think every single year I have thrown this in my bag. Also because at conventions sometimes, I take the crunchier games and then I also take the games that are easier, more accessible, and that we can talk over while we play. So, you get that mix of both. But really fun game. You were not playing it with us that night. We played Forbidden
Desert?
No, the new one.
Oh,
Forbidden Jungle, I think, is the new one.
Yeah, it just came out this year.
Recently. Yeah. So Derek brought it to our gaming group and we ended up playing it. And I still think of them. Forbidden Sky, I hated. I did not like it at all. I've not played Desert yet. No, I have. Desert was fun. I agree. This one I still think is my absolute favorite. The first one that came out in the series, probably the easiest of them and my absolute favorite of them. So it's my number 64, Forbidden Island.
Cool. What a cool. All right. My number 64 is a legacy game. And this is one of those like, oh, I don't know if we'll have time. Toph bought it. It's his. It's a great game. If you're going to get a legacy game, I recommend this be your legacy game that you try out. And that's Legacy Pandemic. Even if, like me, you don't like Pandemic. I'm not a Pandemic, disciple. I liked this. I really liked this. The story drove it more than the mechanic. And, you want to win that. You want to get the bonus when you win instead of getting a negative when you lose. But we had both happen to us, and then the twist, it's done in enough of a way, and I like the whole opening up.
Yeah, Brad likes to open boxes.
Yeah, and what's interesting, like Osorn maybe I'm over it now, but Oathsworn has the hidden stuff, and maybe it's just because it's a hidden monster. It's not as interesting. I don't know, but like I thought Gloomhaven did a good job of like the unlocking thing. I thought this did an amazing job of the unlocking thing. I think and I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's now I'm over it, and so it's not as interesting, or I'm not as surprised. It's not as novel, but Oathsworn isn't giving me that same.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but this is a great game.
Yeah,
this will probably move down. I hope it stays on the top 100 because it was such a good experience. We can't go back and relive it. But like you got 0 now, right?
Not 0. I have season 2.
Season 2. So my guess is we'll play season 2, and then we'll kind of like, okay, it'll kind of stick. It'll be Pandemic Legacy season 1 and 2 in one spot.
Yeah, I will. Once I find season 0 at a good price, I will pick it up. I like to play things in order. And I know they say that season 0 is fantastic and season 2 is not people's favorites, but season 1, Brad and I absolutely enjoyed, and I love Pandemic, and so Pandemic Legacy was absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to season 2. Like I said, once I get it, even if you and I don't want to play season 0, I still will want to play it at some point.
Yeah, I want to play it. I don't think it's a want to.
Let me rephrase
that.
Yes. If we cannot schedule it into our plays, not that you won't want to, because I think you will. I think you'll enjoy them all. But,
absolutely. So Pandemic Legacy is my number 64.
Excellent. 63. Are you ready for this?
Yes, and I just realized I don't know where my 63 is.
Is it one? Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I can't help him with that. I don't know what his 63 is. My 63 is a game that I have been playing for over 20 years.
Catan.
Yes. So I started playing Settlers back when it was called Settlers of Catan. And I know Brad actually owns this, but I still had to bring my box because it is the older one. This is what I started playing with. I started playing Settlers back in college, I believe, and absolutely fell in love with it, played it all the time, and then overplayed it way too much. I own all of it. Except for all the 5 and 6 player expansions. I've got 2 of the 5-6 player expansions. I do not enjoy playing with those at all, really at all. But I do like the game. There is a video. You can go find it. It's why I hate this game. I don't hate the game. I hate the fact that I have played it for so long, and there's other games I want to play.
You've burnt out.
I am burnt out on it, but it will never leave my collection. And I have friends that want to play this, and I am always yes, I will play it with certain people. It's fantastic. I mean, it honestly changed the tabletop board gaming industry. So it's accessible, although I don't think it's worth the $50-$60 or whatever it is it now costs if you go to Target. For just the base, that's insane. But yeah, great game. You guys know it. I'm sure you know it. Whether you played it or not, you probably have. You know what it is. But do I want to play it today? No. But if the right people ask, yes, I will play it. So fun game, Settlers. Cool. That's what, 63?
63. My number 63, I realized I don't have the box lid. It's upstairs. And it's at this location mainly because of me and my wife. It's a good game, but I play it with my wife, and you know, it's nice to have games with your significant other that you can play. It's Parks.
Oh, I never would have guessed that one. Yeah, you do like that one.
Yeah, it's a good game. It looks nice. I like the game trays. And it's Parks and Trails, I'll put in the same slot. Trails isn't as pretty, but it plays the same, and it's like you can take it with you when you travel. I took it with me we played it. I like Trails because you can kind of play it at breakfast. They call it the board game breakfast game. And it really is the same thing as Parks. I think Parks has like one extra mechanic and better looking and better presentation. But other than that, I've played Parks at 2 and 3 and 4. And it's nice at all those player counts, and doesn't take, super long time to play, and you can teach it fairly easily as you go along. But I think it's a really nice game.
I have never played Parks, but I have played Trails.
Really?
Yeah.
I know we finally played Trails, like one of those times we played, Fantasy Realms or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like a day of fillers, shorter games.
But I didn't realize you hadn't played Parks.
Yeah, never have. I want to. I enjoyed Trails. I do think of it as, I like the way you call it, a board game breakfast game. Like,
Well, it's small. It doesn't take up much room.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's
literally that's what when me and Ara play Trails, it's at breakfast. When me and Ara play Parks, it's let's play a game that's not going to take too long.
I'm looking forward to playing Parks
Mhm.
at some point. So I want to play it with more than just 2 though, because I've only played Trails at 2. I don't know if it plays more than 2. I've only played that 2.
It plays 4 as well.
Okay.
It's like
The
it
exact same
literally
game.
is Parks, a smaller version.
Okay.
Minus a couple things.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just very minimal differences.
Yeah, I probably would like it. Trails did not make my top 100, but neither did like 300 other games.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't put Trails on this list, but I did combine these both here in Parks. Parks is the better version, but if you want a travel game or if you want something to, like I said, play at breakfast, Trails is a great sweet spot for that.
Also is usually at a very good price, so it's a good
Trails like
gifting game.
Buy Trails to find out if you want to buy Parks.
Yeah.
If you don't want to pay the $50 or whatever it is for Parks, you can get Trails for like $20.
Yeah, and depending.
And then if you like that, in the non-pretty version, you'll enjoy the pretty version.
I think, actually, I know when I picked up Trails, it was the night I was coming to the first board game group, the night that I met you. I had stopped. It was on sale at Target for like $8. And so I bought it and then did a Target drive-by, pick it up. But it was, it goes on sale all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't play it until like, a year ago. So, but awesome. So, should we go on?
Mm-hmm.
This next game on my list, my number 62, is a game that we probably would never have played if it wasn't for your wife. And it's
Nature game.
not nature. It's not a theme that I would have ever picked up.
Monopoly?
Um,
Oh, I know what it is now.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
so Obsession.
Obsession.
This would probably be higher on my list if we played it more often because it is a lot of things I really enjoy in gaming and board games. But Obsession is just a lot of fun. I don't get into the theme so much. Ara does. I don't think you do at all.
I like me and Ara kind of read out the cards and do the whole, and presenting, at times we do the whole bit when we're playing it in real life. Otherwise we'll do hot seat and pass the iPad back and forth from BGA. But yeah, so I like this game. I told Toph, I'm like, oh, this is going to be exactly the kind of game you like. And like the first time he played it, he's like, what? And then we played it again, and then it clicked. Because I'm like, this is literally worker placement, action selection. How is it you don't like this game?
Yeah,
So it took a couple plays, and then he was like, oh, wait a minute.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the upgrading, the tiles that you're adding in, the workers, how you manage them, how you move them around, how you get new ones.
Yeah.
Love this game. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's a good game, and I got to get upstairs, downstairs played. I held off on it because I wanted to play this enough to be like, okay, I know how to play it, and then I'll add the complexity. But everybody, even a lot of you watching, be like, play it, get it out. You won't play it without it, but I still have to get it to the table. Maybe tonight. Maybe.
Well, of course, I won't be here.
No.
So awesome. Well,
I try to play all the good games when he's not here.
Appreciate that, friend. So that's my number 62, and Brad's going to steal my thunder and enjoyment of the evening as I work.
He has to go to work. I will not be at work. My number 62 is Toph's favorite game. This could be in your top 10.
Terraforming Mars? Oh, God. Whoa.
God's Forge.
I'm not even going to correct the fact
his
that one of those boxes
favorite game,
is
I mean
upside
his
down.
least favorite number, he didn't rate it game. Oops, look at that.
I wasn't going to do it, but my OCD made me. This is a terrible game.
Does this bother you?
Absolutely terrible game.
It is not a terrible game.
Oh.
So this is it's a always battle to the left game. And, like he hates battle. He hates conflict. This is absolutely not in his wheelhouse. Now, me and my sons absolutely love it. All their friends love it. So normal people, meaning not normal people, like this game. It's just like, but you have to be like,
There's nothing fun about this game.
it is everything is fun about this game. But at the same time, it's like you're rolling dice. You're trying to figure out like which dice you can use to then buy monsters or get more, out. And then you're creating a tableau to attack the person on the left. So if the person attacking you on the left is not doing a good job, you may just be able to hammer your way through. But you got to realize that's the game. Like, you can get steamrolled in it. Don't play it at 2 players, because it can be absolutely steamrolled. One person's going to steamroll the other. But with 3, there's enough of a balance, and at 4, it is luck of the draw. It is luck of the dice roll. But at the same time, if you go into it knowing that, then you can enjoy this. Be like, oh, look at this. I got the dragon out, or I got this out, or I was able to, flip this or flip that. So find it fun. I backed the expansions, and I think it's a fun game. This is not a game for everybody, but like, as long as you're fine with battling and randomness, you'll enjoy it.
And I don't know if
it's not that expensive.
I have no idea.
So,
God's Forge. Oh,
we couldn't wait for more cards to come out. So that's why that's why I backed the Kickstarter, because we just wanted more cards.
I have now realized why Brad has made me sit on this side of the table.
Why?
Because you always attack the person on your left.
Good job.
Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. Nope. Stop.
It's the simple things.
Okay, let's wrap this game up, because I got to get away from you.
There's 2 more videos after this.
So, my God's Forge is a terrible game. Anyways, my number 61 is a game you have not yet played.
Mm-hmm.
You will like it. Absolutely will like it. When I first played this game, you're going to be surprised. If you watch our channel, you're going to be surprised that I say this.
If you hear whining, or my dog's stuck behind boxes. Come on.
I can't find his dogs there.
She got trapped behind
there's an
box lids.
avalanche of board games all over the place right now. So anyways, my number 61 is Underwater Cities.
I want to play it.
You do. You do. Like, yeah, you're going to love this game. So my first time playing this game, I had the experience kind of, I don't want to say ruined, but almost ruined, because of the people I was playing with. And
he got into some heavy it was a learning game, and you got stuck with competitive players. And they played like competitive players instead of teaching you how to play the game.
Yeah, they were out for death. Like, they were out for destroying whoever was playing. So yeah, so that wasn't fun. But everything about the game, and if you're playing with people that all play games to play games, not because they go to the World Championship of Board Gaming, and they want to play that way all the time, it is everything that we love in a Euro game. It is doing this to do that to do that. Mm-hmm. And for one, it's worker placement. So you're going to start off, you're going to, select what it is that you're going to do. You're going to try to find synergies. You love chaining things. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is trying to figure out how you can chain your actions together to be able to get the most resources, which you're going to then be able to turn eventually into victory mm-hmm. points. And so many things about it just are unique, and maybe they're not unique, but the way that they come together, they make a game that I think is quite unique compared to what we really have on our tables. Mm-hmm. A lot of people equate this to Terraforming Mars in the engine building aspect of it. Terraforming Mars does not, I don't see that connection really, but the ability to start chaining your actions together to be able to start building the buildings that's going to produce the resources, that's the side of Terraforming Mars that I absolutely love, and that is one of the things I absolutely love about this game. So mm-hmm. yes, it's worker placement. I love that, but it's worker placement added into engine building that's beautiful. It just works mm-hmm. very well together. And it's not an overly long, you're not going to play for 3-4 hours right. game. You're going to play it an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So cool. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to you playing it, because it does, it builds. And so it may be on its way to my home.
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah, I did.
Fine.
So I did end up playing it again, and it shined. And
right.
and like I said, when you play with some people that may not make the enjoyment,
you need to play with your
fun,
level of people.
You just gotta know what you're going into. Mm-hmm. But anyways, the game itself, absolutely deserving, and I think it'll go higher on my list, and I think it will make your list once mm-hmm. you play it, because it is everything that we love in board games.
Nice.
And I do have another game by the same designer that kind of has similar feel to it, but looking forward to it. I've not played it yet. You've not played it yet. I have not actually really learned the rules fully, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I will not pronounce it. It's Praga.
Oh,
Ragut,
yeah. I've played it
or something. Oh, you have played it?
Played it online.
Oh, okay. Well,
Played it
then
a
he
couple
can teach
times.
me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could teach you, but like, yeah, that's a tough one. It's
Yeah.
a heavyweight game.
It is. And
I've played it on BGA a couple times.
yeah, but I've heard they've got some similarities in terms of the feel. So the weight and the feel of the game, how it goes, kind of that kind of stuff. And so I think I'll like it too. So yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. My last one of this list, number 61, is not my game. Alex's game, lighter weight game. Everybody has their version that they like, and this is Alex's favorite. And I could see I liked it. I like the theme. Is Century Spice Road. I like that the way the cards and the getting the card. I like the game. I really, really had fun, and it was a lighter weight game, and it didn't take super long, and I was definitely in the mood to appreciate games like that more right now. And I've had enough of I need some lighter weight games, so now I can get into the crunchier ones. Played Fractal with one of our subscribers from the UK this morning, learning and getting back into the crunchier ones, but I definitely needed some downtime, and this hit it at that moment, and it's a good game. I had kept pushing off the Century games, Gollum, whatever, just because I don't know, you hear different mixes of things, but I really enjoyed it.
I have never played any of them, but when I hear people talk about them, it's always positive.
Yeah.
Which is funny that I don't ever hear board game YouTube channels talking about it.
Maybe it's because it's older.
Maybe.
And it's not the hotness or anything like that. But Century, I liked the bizarre, it's not the Gollum, and the fantasy kind of thing. I think I prefer, it's kind of like, to me, I'll equate the art from Libertalia, the old art, to the new art. So I think if you pick it based on the art that you like, that will help you. But that's the only difference.
Interesting. I need to play it sometime.
Yep. Century Spice Road. That's the final number 61 of this list.
That is it. So that's our list. What do you think? If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. We would love to have you sitting down at the table with us, and ring the bell so you get the next list when it comes out here in a couple days.
Awesome. Thank you very much for watching, if you made it this far. And just remember, no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends,
enjoy whatever games you are bringing to the table.
Have a great night.